Wanted to make this video to explain to everybody how they're supposed to be grabbing the files and downloading them, as well as how we're going to upload them. We're going to be working with files here from FTP, File Transfer Protocol. We will be downloading those files, so you should grab an FTP client. There's plenty of them out there that you can just, if you want to Google it, you'll find FileZilla is one of the FTP clients. You just create a connection. Once you've connected, it'll show you the files like in a Windows Explorer format, and you just go into the folder that you're assigned to and download all the files for it, and you should be working with the files that you need. You can use the same thing to upload the files when you're done. You will be uploading them to a different location though, so just make sure that you keep in mind that you're going to be uploading to a different location. For right now, we're going to go in and we're going to download the files. You will be working with Lightroom catalog files and Smart Previews. This may be a little bit different than what you're used to if you haven't used Smart Previews before, but essentially Smart Previews are smaller copies of the image files, and so it makes the download much smaller. Where we typically have 60 gigs worth of data to download in a typical set of photos, you only have maybe about 3 or 4 gigs total. Makes the download a lot faster, makes the job a lot easier. We're using Lightroom 5.7, so I think anything after 5.7 should have the ability to use these Smart Previews. I have not seen any, I only use 5.7, so my recommendation is that you use 5.7. If you can pull this off with 6 or 5.6, that's fine. We've had people have no problems with this, and then we've had some people who are having some issues. Basically, what you want to make sure that you do is you go into the FTP, and you should be accessing this directory here. It should look very similar to what you see in the FTP. We have 2015 albums, 2015 photography, photography raw, video assets, and old files. You're going to be looking at the 2015 photography. Actually, I take it back. Hold on one second. I want to show you exactly what you're going to be looking at. This is what you should see when you get into the FTP. Is you should be looking at and seeing some of these files here. You're going to be going into USB disk 1. That's the part that I forgot to tell you. So go into USB disk 1. That's going to get you into this folder, which is going to show you albums, photography, photography raw, videos, assets, and old files. Go into the 2015 photography, and if you are downloading, if you're base editing a file, you're going to go to the base editing. That would be if you're culling, picking 3,000 photos and base editing, color correcting them. You want to be in the base editing. You want to take any one of these jobs, the ones that you're assigned to, and pick the job and download it. I've already downloaded this file here, and what I want you to notice is in the C drive, let's see what we did here. I've already downloaded this file, the entire file. Notice I downloaded the folder, this as well as the Smart Previews folder, as well as the Previews folder. Now all I have to do is double click and open this, and you're going to see it pops up and all the images are there. Okay? Couldn't be simpler. Very, very straightforward. Everything's here, everything's linked up and accessed, and you can see that it's using the Smart Preview. Okay? I'm going to disconnect from the network, and it should still do the exact same thing. So I'm now disconnected from the network, so I'm looking at only the Smart Previews. If I double click this file, I should see the exact same thing happen. Same thing. Notice when we look at this file, all the files are still there. They're all right here. Okay? And notice that when you click on any particular file, you'll see it only says Smart Preview. The original is offline, but this photo can still be edited. So we're working with Smart Previews for everything, okay? That's how you should be accessing the files, and that's why it's very important when you upload the files that you upload not only the catalog file, but also the Smart Previews as well. Okay? With that being said, let's take a look at how you're going to actually go ahead and upload the file. Give me a second as I connect the network back up again. And now bear in mind, while you were looking through these files, you would have noticed that you had a USB disk 1, and there's also a public folder inside of the FTP. That's the critical piece to this. If you're joining and visiting the FTP, you'll find that there's a there is a USB disk 1 as well as a public folder. In the public folder, you're going to see 2015 photography and old jobs. Just ignore the old jobs and go into 2015 photography. And this is base editing from editor. This is where you want to paste the file and put it in there. You'll notice I already put Santinello in there, and you're all set. That should be the way that you FTP the file. What's funny is that I think this is actually from somebody else. It's already done with the job, so they figured out how to do it. Okay, so all the files should be coming into this FTP location, so keep in mind, again, very important, you are not in USB disk 1, you are in public, completely different directory when you're uploading. So make sure you upload not only the catalog file, but also the smart previews. And if you want to upload the previews file, you can do that, but really the only two files that we need are these two right here, Santinello and smart previews. Other than that, you should be good to go, and if you have any problems,